y'all know when I be in the mood to testify, something's up. But I was thinking about this all day at work, and I was trying to type it out, and I just couldn't. Okay, if I wanted me and my children to suffer through narcissistic abuse, I really could have been married. Meg, what you mean? All my exes that talked to me about marriage, they were very unwell. But the idea of being a homemaker in a home where not only myself, but my children who I physically carry in my body, that home would be a hostile environment because of the unwell, emotionally and spiritually, man that I decided to yoke myself up with and reproduce with. The idea that it don't sit right with me. And so I got to a point to where I was over marriage. Like, I was like, no, I'm straight. Like, I ain't in the mood. Nobody's healed. I'm not doing it. Even though it was me, right? I kept choosing unhealed because I hadn't healed. I kept rejecting true love, right? And so even in the place for myself, though, and being unhealed, I knew I didn't want that to be the reality for my children. I don't want them playing emotional gymnastics at the house because they daddy don't know how to regulate his emotions. I don't want us to be in survival mode at the house and learning how to gaslight ourselves and blame ourselves so we can survive living in the house with him. I don't want that. Now, before I keep going, I also want to add in, a woman can also make her home a hostile environment for the man, right? For the husband and the father, and also for the kids. So this isn't just strictly to, a man doing it. I'm just saying that because I'm a woman. So I'm going to be talking about a man creating a hostile environment in my home for me and my children. But I recognize a woman can also create a hostile environment for the man and the children. You're not going to have a peaceful home if the Holy Spirit is not welcome to abide in there. And so when you're dealing with a narcissistic man or woman, that now makes that home hostile. Especially if you are a man or woman that is filled with the Holy Spirit and God has blessed you with children who are filled and sensitive to the Holy Spirit. But you got a man in the house, right? And so this in this example, and the man is in charge? Absolutely not. Because with the woman, it's a little different, right? Like, she ain't supposed to be in charge. Now, are the ones that are creating the hostile environment probably trying to be in charge? Yes. But that's not what this video is about, okay? He's in charge. He sets the tone. He's in control. And he does not allow for the Holy Spirit to be up in there. And every chance it is, because just because he don't want it in there don't mean it don't come in there. But every time it's in there or in the mom or in the children, he's going to do everything he can to choke it out, to crush their spirits. You start to teach them, like, and don't be bringing all that truth telling and Holy Spirit stuff up in here. Don't do that, right? Even if they don't say that, their behavior and their actions are going to give that. I never wanted that for my kids. I didn't. And so when I look back over my relationships, and I'm thinking about one in particular, and he was like, I just ultimately couldn't see myself being with a woman like you. And I carried that around like, what type of woman am I? What did I do wrong? I'm telling y'all, it's because they can't cheat in peace. They can't be unfaithful in peace. Ultimately, hold on, before I start listing things, they can't be fruitless in peace. And they're going to be uncomfortable being that fruitless and evil in a house full of people who are fruitful, right? They're going to be very uncomfortable. So really it was, I can't see myself being with a man like you. And I'm sitting up here taking on this projection like something is wrong with me when nothing was wrong with me. You were the problem, sir, right? And so they couldn't cheat in peace. They couldn't be perverted, because y'all know what I've said about narcissists anyways, okay? They couldn't do that in peace. They mamas couldn't dislike me and I not peep it. The sisters couldn't dislike me and I not peep it. They couldn't play with money. They couldn't have my money, right? They couldn't be financially immature and not dependable. They couldn't be untrustworthy. All these things in peace. I'm never going to give you peace to do that. To make my life chaotic, to make my kids' life chaotic, to make my home chaotic. I'm not going to do that. So yeah, if a man is telling y'all I was a problem, believe him. I was the problem, because I wasn't going to let him do that in peace. It was never me. I wasn't going to let you mistreat me, or anybody mistreat me, or you play in my face, or play with anything God has gave me, from my finances to my babies, right? And you think you was going to do it in peace. That's just not how I'm built. And so what usually happens is, so that's when this feels like my 20s. I've got mature now, but what usually happens is, and you don't understand what's happening. Oh, he need to go be with somebody his own speed. He need to go be with somebody that's gonna let him do that. No, for real. Like, you really don't need to be with a woman like me, and I don't need to be with a man like you. But I took all that so very personal, and like something was wrong with me the whole time. Nothing was wrong with me. I'm sharing this because y'all, rejection really is protection. I thank God often, especially lately, I ain't let nobody baby mama me, because then I would have been stuck. And even had I not got married, I still would have had to deal with them to co-parent. And I thank God. And it's not because of anything that I did. It's truly his grace in him not allowing me to get stuck with these men who were literally after my spirit, who were trying to kill me, who were trying to crush my spirit, who was trying to choke the Holy Spirit out of my life, who was trying to kill my relationship with the Lord. I thank him for that. I really do. And so we be upset, we be crying, we don't know why it's not working out. Baby, you don't want it to work out. And it's hard to see that. Like, I'm talking to 20-year-old Meg. I'm talking to even 25-year-old Meg who had it going on, but still kept letting men in her life who, like, literally hated her. Oh, let's talk about something. Let's go back to these moms. Okay, because I wasn't planning on doing all this. But younger me needed to hear what I'm saying right now. The moms. If I'm already peeping, like, how you act, how your mom enables you to act, how your relationship is with your mom, and it's already affecting our relationship, because what people don't know is when I talked to them about marriage, I was honest. So it wasn't just they're saying like, oh, I don't really want to. No, it was me saying I don't think we're ready for that, because I knew how the relationship was. Like, baby, no, we probably need to go to counseling before we even think about getting married. That's the type of time Megan was on, because as much as I promised I wanted to be married, and as much as I could even argue that it was an idol, I can't say yes. Like, I know me. I'm not saying yes to no foolishness. I can't sign up for it. Not forever. It ain't in me to do that. Like, something in me, the Lord would never let me agree to do that. But even in those instances of dating, and for the moms I met and the moms I didn't meet, and like, why your mama hate me? What I did to her? I'm not signing up for that either. You're not finna harass me. And you are the mother of my grandchildren. You not finna harass me. That's not happening. Right? And so I'm recognizing at this point in my life, like, I literally couldn't shake this all day. Like, I just can't see myself being with a woman like you. The woman you are, me and God just been talking about my plight as a woman the last few months, right? The type of woman I am, my plight as the type of woman I am, right? But the woman that I am so loving, so caring, so nurturing. And I shared that with y'all when it was prophesied over me a couple birthdays ago before the Barbie party. And I got on my Barbie party shoes today, actually. I see what you did there, guy. But it was prophesied over me that my femininity was such an important part of my ministry. And I never really understood, like, how much of... in my mind, everybody, like, all women are like how I am. That's not true. And so, very nurturing, very caring, very compassionate. I create emotional safety for everybody. The way I treat adults is the way I treat kids. Like, I treat everybody like that. A listening ear. That's why, since I was a child, people have been confiding in me, telling me all their business, telling me all their secrets. Like, what I got going on to where you even trusting me, right? Because I'm that safe place for so many people. And so I've dated so many men whose mothers did not give them that safe place. And so that was half the reason they was attracted to me, but also the other reason they hated me. And I feel like I recently said that in a video or a live or something. It's the same thing that they liked about me, that they loved about me, was the same thing they hated about me. And so even in being in a relationship with me, and I knew this when I lived in the apartment, being in a relationship with me made them really low-key reflect on their mama and dislike their mama, hate their mamas, but they couldn't tell their mamas that, because a lot of men be like, no, I could never tell her that, or this. And so what they do is, because they have all these unresolved issues with their moms, they take it out on you. So now baby, I wasn't responsible for raising you. How you gonna be mad at me? Like, you should be grateful God gifted you with a woman like this in any season of your life to do that for you, to love you, to see you, because I see everybody, because I'm sensitive to the Lord's Holy Spirit. You should have been thankful for that. But instead of you being thankful for that, you tried to destroy it. And that's because a lot of people, I really don't think a lot of men can handle, like, dang, my mama messed me up. She did, poo. But it's okay, because I got daddy issues. You get what I'm saying? It's been hard, like, I don't know, real crazy to fight through those. You know what I'm saying? To admit them, to acknowledge them before a lot of men, especially because in our society and stuff, and we sit like, oh, I got to do this, and I got to be able to do this, and I got to... No, you don't. Who told you have to do that? No, you don't. Whatever. But they would not like me because of that. And they would take out all the things that they really wanted to tell their moms. They wanted to, how they wanted to treat their moms. They would take it out on me. And that wasn't fair. And I recognize now that's literally why I've experienced what I've experienced in romance, in addition to my own daddy issues, because why am I chasing after men who were hurt by their mom? And if y'all have been on my YouTube channel for a long time, is it not strange? Because I don't think it's strange at all, but is it not ironic that I'm dating men who have these issues with their moms, and whose mama don't like me? Which of my grandmothers don't like me? You get what I'm saying? Like, oh my gosh, I didn't even realize what I was chasing down this whole time. That same feeling, that same same hatred, that same toxic dynamic. I never realized that. And the fact that I'm even able to speak about this so calmly today without crying and stuff, like, wow, it took me years. So I'm not judging a man who is struggling with that. And that's probably why a lot of them end up coming back and they apologize to me, or, you know, this and that probably is why, because I really didn't do nothing to these men. I held them accountable. That's it. Told them the truth. That's it. Loved them real hard. That's it, right? And now I understand that. Like, I'm not judging you because you can't sort through those feelings, because clearly at this day and age, but God has been, or at this point in time, and God has been showing me the things he's been showing me for years, and it was so hard for me to accept it. It was very hard for me to accept it. Now, all the things that I wished I could have said to her, or even like to my dad and stuff, I didn't do that with them, right? Like, I just held them accountable. I wasn't overly on them. I wasn't mean to them. I still gave them the space to lead. But once I saw they wasn't leading, like, no, hold on, you ain't finna lead me over there. That's not what we're doing. But it's so crazy to me that I can say that with so much calmness and clarity today. Like, this is what happens when you cut off the curse carriers. You see better, you feel better. Y'all don't understand what I'm saying. Physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, like, oh my gosh. Not y'all's beating me up in the spirit like this my whole life, intimidating me like this my whole life. And then I'm chasing after what God was trying to set me free from in romance. So it's just getting doubled up on me, piled up on me. And then I'm experiencing it at home or with my family and in romance. So then I'm going to work and I'm wondering why I'm letting them treat me like this. Ah! You know what I'm saying? Like, insane. Or why I go to church and I let these insecure male leaders, like, you supposed to be a man of God and you're so intimidated and scared of little old me. And you mad because I see what you're doing and I've been see what you're doing. It's crazy. So I thank God, because at 31 years old, like, we know all of that. I promise you that. We know all of that. But it's just, y'all, it's crazy. It's crazy because it's not like we haven't talked about these things, but we didn't talk about them from this whole view, right? Like, we talked about it in bits and pieces, and I feel like I could only see it in bits and pieces, never all together connected. Like, ooh, you got me, right? So Lotto No Hook is always going to be a personal favorite for me, and that's just where we are. Again, no shade. I'm talking about my own personal experience, because the Lord, I truly believe, opens and closes the womb. So me not being baby mama just because the Lord didn't let me be baby mama, okay? And also to those struggling with fighting through their parental wounds and different stuff, I'm not judging you. I'm just telling y'all, like, that is what I was experiencing. Them men hated me. They really hated their mamas. But then the breakthrough I had this week of, like, guess who mama hate me, though? And so I was always chasing that love I was not getting from him and these men I was trying to date. And I mean, they say it in therapy, like, you know, but I've never talked about these things in therapy. I had to talk about the childhood sexual abuse in therapy. I had enough on my plate, right? But so I'm just now getting to this, which, again, I can say all this with a smile on my face, so go God. But yeah, that's what's been going on. Complex trauma. I was telling y'all that it's very complex trauma. Like, I ain't even have a chance to really identify y'all was narcissists for real, because I was trying to survive the other stuff. To experience so much hate and opposition from someone who was supposed to be nurturing of you is really kind of crazy, but it's also a testament to how God built you. And so lately I've been very grateful and very like, no, I know the type of woman I'm going to be in my home, to my husband and to my children. And I thank God that none of the stuff I went through prevented me from becoming that type of woman, but it also built me and made me this type of woman. Thank you.